It's a chat. I just shared this in a bunch of places, so I'll give it a moment to see if anyone shows up live. I don't have a ton of time, so I'm just gonna start. What's up? Hi, Strud. Alright. And so we have one person that I know. I'll get started. This is a document we've been waiting for possibly years, depending on where you want to start counting. But definitely when they had the drafts for MOChem come out, which was last year, they said, we're going to give more guidance on how we want on using KEMs, because I think MOChem FIPS 203 was the first KEM FIPS. They said we're going to have a document that eventually became named Special Publication 800-227 about using KEMs, and this is it. So I have some vague ideas of what's going to be in here, but it's mostly if you care about FIPS, if you care about NIST stuff, raise or lower. I'm at 10%. I'll go down even further because we're being kind of quiet here. Let's see. Raise my voice. Yeah. Puppy, and the puppy's sleeping. So if you want to see the puppy, go check out my Blue Sky. Actually, here's a concept. Bring it. Yeah. I don't want to wake her up, otherwise I'd be showing her off. But she's adorable. Okie dokie. So I literally been holding off on looking at this, so you get like a live react. Ooh. It's more interesting that way. So one of the things that we definitely want guidance on is that NIST has been basing all of their compliance stuff based on other special publications about how to do KDF stuff, how to derive secrets, and all of them have basically said, if you're gonna put something through a KDF or derive other secrets from it or whatever, put the like FIPS or NIST secret that we derived from a thing first. So if you're using if you're using P56 or you're using RSA or something like that, from literally left to right for the pre-image of something you're putting through a key derivation or, whatever. They want the bytes for the, P56 shared secret first, and then anything else you also want to append after. So if you've seen anything on the internet about Z concat T, or Z equals Z prime equals Z concat T or something like that. That's what that's all been about. So people who care about FIPS compliance, they've basically been very careful to put anything that needs to be the FIPS compliant secret part first, from left to right, those bytes first, and then anything else afterwards. So if you care about hybrid post-quantum stuff, people have been putting P56 in that position for a long time, and then anything else afterwards. But now we have a FIPS for post-quantum, so now some people have been trying to put MOChem shared secret first and anything else after it, like say, X25519 or something like that, classical secret. There have been rumors, people have been saying, like, it's kind of annoying that we're hamstrung this way, of like we have to put the FIPS compliant shared secret in a specific position. It'd be nice if we had more fluidity, because it really doesn't matter from a security or cryptography perspective. It's just kind of like put the thing in the place we expect it to be so that everyone is sure about where we expect things to be, sort of thing. So that might be the only thing that, well, actually, okay. I care about see if they say anything about that. I care about if they say anything about binding properties. We'll see if they do. We'll see if they say anything about hybrid versus not hybrid, what security properties they mention. Maybe key derivation, but they might not say anything about that because they have a FIPS for that. We'll see. I'm gonna move some things around. Let's see. Oops. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, is that why things are weird? Right, sure. Sorry about that. Okay. Yep, KEM, shared secret. This describes basic definition, properties, application, and KEM's recommendations to implement it using in a secure manner. Okay. Patent stuff. Who cares? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Review theoretical security requirements, compliance, graphic data. Establish key establishment, not to be confused with encapsulation. Derivation confirmation, hybrids. They're just using all the terminology. Okay, examples. Hybrid. Oh, HVKE. Oh, hey. In CPA, in CCA security. Oh boy. And that's it. And Mac algorithms for key confirmation. Okay then. Key establishment. Yeah, SP 856. 56 PR2. Yeah. Okay, yeah, post quantum. Yeah. Yeah, key encapsulation, not to be confused with key establishment, not to be confused with key exchange. Words are hard. Yep, MLChem. Okay. Yeah, at the time of standardization, not providing extensive guidance and definitions, properties, applications. Okay, alright, guidance for current and future standardization of KEMs. Yeah, they have the round 4, or they whatever. They have the continuation, which has a couple other KEMs that they're hoping to get. Well, we'll see. We'll see which ones they actually get that aren't lattices. NIST does. And then there's also the South Korean PQ competition that has a bunch of other KEMs in their second round, which I mean to dig a little bit further on. So there might be others out in the world, but that's not relevant to this document. Okay, appropriate FIPS and special publications. Necessary information implementing KEM in a FIPS 140 validated module. Yay. Securely combined KE material provided is quantum vulnerable with material provided by post-quantum methods. Yep. This recommendation does not discuss how or when to migrate from quantum vulnerable to post-quantum KEMs. Okay. This recommendation does not provide a specification for any particular KEM. Yes, such specifications will be provided in other FIPS and specifically. This recommendation includes purely explanatory and educational material. This is extremely like, NIST said this, and they're like, this is guidance. This is not rules. This is not regulatory. Please, this is guidance. This is not a rule. Typically include material that pertains to what is approved. This SP special publication describes KEMs both generally and with respect to what is approved. Okay, I feel like that doesn't need to be, yeah, whatever. Specific requirements will be clearly noted with shall and must statements. If you're familiar with IETF language, these keywords shall and must are different in a NIST document. Shall is like the all caps must in an IETF document, and must is kind of like the should in all caps in an IETF document. And then their should, yeah, their must is, it's so bad because I mean, like, they're all just operating in completely separate domains. But yeah, the top level is that shall, bold but not capitalized, is the like NIST equivalent of IETF's must, all caps. So, and then the others are like, and it's kind of useful because their shall is the top one, and it's all about it's relative to will be tested by the module validation testing lab. So like, this is the thing they'll actually check that you're compliant with by the module validation lab. Should is a strong recommendation but not a requirement, and then must is a requirement that might not be testable by your validator. So this is a thing that IETF doesn't have. Like, they don't have any like compliance with a testing lab. Like, you may provide test vectors in some sort of IETF document, but that's like completely, maybe we won't. It's completely up to you. And like, NIST stuff is like, the source of truth is like what gets validated by FIPS 140 validation lab. Okay, terminology. Yeah, approved, FIPS approved, or NIST recommended. Yeah. Specified, adopted, or specified in a list of NIST approved security functions. All right. Yeah, KEM ciphertext, not to be confused with public key encryption ciphertext, or even non-public key encryption, just encryption ciphertext. There is a public key encryption ciphertext inside the KEM that is not public, and if you process, especially in MLChem, if you process over it, it depends on your KEM. If you process over it in a leaky way, like there were in some implementations of MLChem before validation, I think it was last summer, I'm not sure, or it might have been this summer, it's been a while. I think this was Kyber Slash. You can have a leak. You can have a mold. It's pretty cool. So not confusing your KEM ciphertext and a possible PKE ciphertext is important for security reasons, not just clarity reasons. Yeah, computationally bounded, lambda, cryptographically relevant quantum computer. Okay, this is going to become much more the term of art. Terminology. Efficient algorithm. Yeah, encapsulation key. Exactly. Thank you. Yes. Exactly. Not a public key, not a private key, not a secret key, a encapsulation key and a decapsulation key. We love to see it. And the reason we love to see it is that there were a lot of public keys, private keys, secret keys in asymmetric cryptography. That's kind of the whole thing of asymmetric cryptography. Saying it's a public key or saying it's a private key or saying it's a secret key is not very useful to tell you what it does. For KEMs, you have a key pair comprised of an encapsulation key, which is public, which you hand out and people can encapsulate to it. And then you use your decapsulation key, which is private and secret, to decapsulate those KEM ciphertexts. That's what it does. This is also why we would like to say that for a signing algorithm, we have signing keys and verifying keys or validating keys and so on and so forth. The one problem with this is things like Diffie-Hellman. Diffie-Hellman don't have a real good name for the public part and the private part, other than public share and private share or something like that. It's kind of tricky. But Diffie-Hellman's broken now because quantum computers, so haha. Who cares? Hash function identifier. Oh, this is gonna come in handy. Key agreement. A key establishment procedure. Okay. Subclass. Sure. All right. This is going to be interesting because I didn't quite expect this to show up in this document. Procedure provides assurance to one party, then another party. This is the correct thing. All right. Yeah, I can see that. Key confirmation provider. Yeah. Okay. Key duration method. Key duration key. Encapsulation mechanism. Key establishment. Key agreement. KEM and key transfers are types of key establishment. Yeah. Not my favorite. Keying material. Sure. Key pair. Key transport. MAC. Family symmetric key input of data of arbitrary length. Yep, the tag, the output of MAC. Yeah. Authentication of the origin of the input data. Yes, it can. Must. Talk about that. Negligible. Yeah. Relative to the security factor lambda. Party. Yeah. Pseudo random. Public channel. Yeah. Quantum vulnerable. Shared secret. Key. Sure. Strength. Shall. Should. Side channel. Symmetric key. Okay. Conforming implementations of approved KEMs are required to satisfy all the below requirements. Testable by evaluation lab. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Approved components of series strands chosen appropriate. Okay. This is very generic. Except for random seeds and data. Can be easily computed from public information. All intermediate values in the KEM algorithm shall be destroyed. Yep. Before. Okay, not when before, but before the terminates. Okay. Nonce used by the decapsulator. Nonsense! Fuck. We hate nonces, don't we, folks? Don't mind me, I'm just posting. The reason I say GRA is because, like, we could just not have nonces. We have authenticated encryption that doesn't require an exposure to nonces, that doesn't require us to say specific things about nonces, but I guess it's NIST, so they're gonna use GCM and a bunch of other shit that it's still kind of exposed, so alright, whatever. Shall this multi-algorithm increase resolution in the shared secret shall be combined with an approved key combiner. Oh boy! Verse 5 is from programming languages you can't control stack copies. Yeah. Alright, this is alright, we're gonna look at this soon. This is relevant to my interests. Yeah. When it requires the use of a Mac, it shall be an approved Mac route algorithm. HMac, CMac, or KMac. KMac's pretty nice. A little expensive, but use confirmation shall compute Mac type or receive Mac algorithm with Mac key that is generally for sure. Okay, alright. Yeah. CMVP will perform random input-output tests and attempt to ascertain whether this requirement is satisfied, ensuring full functional. Not possible. Oh, cool. All right, great, awesome. Application of KEMs parameters of the application of appropriate security strength must be selected. Okay. All right, I'm gonna skim through this because if you want to see more about KEMs in general, you can see my read through on this channel of MLChem. Yeah, just test all the numbers. Like, how hard is it? Just like. Yep. Yeah, over a public channel is a key establishment scheme. This is a key encapsulation mechanism is one kind of a key establishment scheme. Okay, security. Yep, this is our. I actually kind of like this diagram. Theoretical security. Selecting a KEM that is a collection of mathematical functions is well defined, correct, and satisfies an application of appropriate mathematical notion of security. Oh, ensuring the security hold in practice is a complex task. It relies on 3 conditions. Only 3? Theoretical security, implementation security, implementing the selected KEM in the real world algorithm in a secure manner. Yep, and deployment security, deploying the KEM in this manner to secure the relevant application using the shared secret in a secure manner. Yeah, I generally agree. Sure. To these conditions, security KEM is theoretically secure, is implement side channel countermeasures so it does not. Without side channel countermeasures, or is deployed on the device with physical vulnerabilities, it's likely to be secure in practice. I agree. History. Yep. ChemDem. Blah, blah, blah. One new standard. More likely to follow. Ah. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Oh boy. They're bringing the Greek symbols. Okay. A KEM, denoted by pi. That's pi, right? Capital, uppercase pi. This is a very... I'm kind of surprised that they're doing it like this. They didn't do it like this in FIPS 203. Yeah, that's just pi. They didn't do it like this. I kind of liked it the other way better. I'm comfortable with this, but if you're not a fucking crypto nerd, this might be a little bit foreign or kind of scary. Anyway, it's a whole scheme and it has sub routines. It has, component functions. Param sets, a collection of parameter sets. That's dumb. I think we should redo that. Keygen, probabilistic. Oh my god. Do you want to show the puppy? Guys, there's a puppy. Hold your horses.
How many viewers you got here?
I think I have 7. This is Lily, short for Lilith, primordial she-demon. She's 10 weeks old.
Which one are you?
A little bit. Yeah. She's settling in. She doesn't know anything about cryptography yet. I'll teach her. All right. Probabilistic produces, yeah. Parameter set as an input, yeah, sure. Produces or is a generic thing. Yet. Produces an encapsulation key, EK, and a decapsulation key, DK, as output. Encaps takes a plain text, a parameter set, an encapsulation key. That's true. The plain text is the random crap generated inside. Yeah, and decaps takes that KEM ciphertext, deterministic, accept a parameter set, a decaps key, the ciphertext. The KEM ciphertext is input and produces shared secret. K prime is output. Okay, this section views KEMs as purely mathematical objects. Labels P, E, K, D, K, C, and uppercase K and uppercase K prime are viewed as abstract variables that represent, for example, numbers or bit strings, and implementations representative of concrete data types. Cool. Yes, definition 1 only requires basic properties for components to make up a KEM, needs to be useful and secure. I like that, useful. A KEM should fulfill a number of additional properties. Properties correctness, shows that in the ideal setting, process in figure 1 almost always produces same to segregate both parties. Definition experiment for correctness. Nice. Yep. It should, is correct if for all P in the possible parameter sets, correctness experiment for P results in K equals K prime with all but negligible probability. Indeed. When keygen and caps are invoked in the correctness experiment, is implied that the randomness is generated internally and uniformly at random. If one wishes to explicitly refer to the randomness used by the algorithm, yeah, the expressions can be used. I don't know. If I were authoring this document, I wouldn't do this. But yeah, if you're modeling it, if you're doing shit, and you're trying to model it, you kind of have to have your randomness explicit in the thing. Oh, what a good girl. Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted by a puppy and another corgi. Good boy. Yeah, it is, but in FIPS 203 for MLChem, they don't do this. And I mean, I'll keep reading, but maybe they're doing this because they've had feedback that they're like, well, how do I model this? And it's kind of left up to, an academic reader. I don't know. But they're good dogs. Good boy. Sorry, chat. My dogs are over there. Especially if this next section is sufficiently self-contained, it's probably fine. All right, let's see. Yeah, explicitly return to the randomness R. It's explicitly kind of an input to keygen. And actually, now that I think about it, this is kind of nice because when you're trying to, because MLChem, the external surface area of a MLChem implementation that's in a module has, you have keygen, ncaps, decaps. And keygen and ncaps are probabilistic, and they source randomness within the externally facing functions, keygen and ncaps. And then internally in the spec, they specify keygen underscore internal and ncaps underscore internal and decaps underscore internal. But keygen internal and ncaps internal are handed randomness that you've sourced. So I think they're kind of learning some stuff from when they did FIPS 203. So they're exposing it a little bit because it's not just relevant to modeling, but it is kind of relevant to testable implementations and reproducible implementations. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Wait, why did they change R to S? I guess they're different. Whatever. Okay, just R1, R2, R sub 2, whatever. These expressions can serve the process of re-expanding a key pair by running keygen in a stored seed R. Oh, sweetie. How good of them to explicitly say that sort of thing. That's very good for stuff and things. Two simple and instructive examples show abstract KEMs that satisfy definitional and definitional to an abstract. Yeah, two not used. All right, I'm gonna fast forward through some of this. Key transport using PKE. Yeah, maybe you should also say do not use. Efficiency, correctness, and security properties come from PK. I mean, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. We have all these chem constructions where we don't do this for reasons. Especially binding property reasons. Alright. 6.1 discusses 3 additional examples of chems, each of which is an improved algorithm, ECGH chem based on, yeah, well, that sounds like DH chem from the IATF HPKE document, which is fine. RSA, SVE chem, RSA key transport, MO chem is a lattice-based post-quantum chem. ECGH chem and RSA's SVE chem based on NIST standardization of the key styles just confused as chems. MO chem is the first key establishment scheme to be standardized by NIST directly as a chem. Okay. I feel like that needs to be rewritten. The Markov key transport and key agreement. Key agreement and key transport. Key agreement. Yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, like this little example. Randomness. Key ciphertext basically encrypts randomness. But this I don't like it. This is not the output is not directly, it's not bound to the ciphertext, and it's not bound to it all depends on the properties of the public key encryption scheme. If this is shit, everything's shit, and we have designs for chems that account for that. So $480. Yeah, fair enough. I can just see somebody getting some bad ideas just from this. Even though it says like 2 lines above, like, don't. Like, I feel like this is almost unnecessary, but I don't know. It also doesn't, like, I don't know. I don't love it. Reminds me of, I won't say that. Key agreement and key transport. Key agreement, Diffie-Hellman. Parties contribute information influences final share secret key. Yep, and key transport. Yeah, this is another thing. This, arguably, if you do it with the FO transform style, you can basically argue an FO transform chem is much closer to key agreement, because no matter the properties of the underlying PKE scheme, you can just like shove everything into a KDF, the ciphertext, the encapsulation key, you know, whatever, all the public information, and some private information, and it will all depend on the contributory behavior, different than the Diffie-Hellman context, but still, like, both parties have influence on the final shared secret that comes out. With this design, it completely depends, not just it just completely depends on the properties of PKE, whereas you can have chems where it doesn't matter, it only barely matters on some of the properties of PKE. You can just shove a whole bunch of shit into your internal KDF and you will have something that's closer to key agreement, no matter what the properties of the underlying PKE. Anyway, both parties contribute information if this is final shared secret key transport. When party selects the key and then transmits in some form. Yes, agreed. Depending on the internal structure of encapsulation function, a chem could be viewed as either key agreement, yes, or key transport scheme. Yes, exactly. Very good, NIST. Shared secret key and normal chem is a function of both the randomness provided by Bob and the randomly generated encapsulation key of Alice. Therefore, MLChem can be viewed as a key ingredient scheme. I agree. Although, as an example, chem from PK shows the encapsulation operation and chem might simply consist of blob generation of secret and then encrypting it. This is precisely key transport. Yes. Okay, fine. Fine. It's illustrative. Probably want more language about not using it in practice. If the application requires a particular type of key establishment, either key agreement or key transport, this can be achieved by using any chem by taking appropriate steps using standards metric key control. Okay, theoretical. Semantic security. Yes. Uniformly produces shared secret key that is uniformly random and unknown to adversaries. Property should hold despite the fact that adversaries can freely observe the messages transmitted by VALs involved. In case of chems, encapsulation key and ciphertext should reveal no information about the underlying shared secret key K or the encapsulation key DK. However, moreover, even adversaries who somehow learn partial information, like the first half of K is accidentally leaked, should not be able to combine that information with the EK and C to learn more, e.g. the last bit of K. Informal notion of security can be rigorously formalized. Yeah, semantic security. Passive adversaries and chosen plaintext attacks. I love security game definitions. Now that I understand them, I love them. Yep. The adversary's goal is to distinguish encapsulation key, a ciphertext with a true search and either the true shared secret key, underlying C, or a freshly generated random string. Yep. So basically, the adversary is basically able to say like, hey, decrypt this, encrypt this. And he has to be able to distinguish between what you actually gave him, as opposed to a chosen ciphertext attack. That's a terrible way to describe it, but yeah. As an indistinguishable ciphertext or is in CPA if for every computational boundary squiggly A probability that A wins an experiment is nearly close to 1/2. Yeah, so you do an encaps. The adversary picks a bit and another bit, sends, yeah. Oh, the challenger to the adversary. Oh god, this is a different formulation. I hate this. Yeah, given an EK, a ciphertext, and a key, send it to the adversary. They have to distinguish, and they have to say if it's a random one, which one is it? Chosen ciphertext attack is very, it was the chem specific version of chosen ciphertext attack security was the version. The security thing for chems, that the whole NIST PQ competition about chems was predicated upon, basically. So I usually talk a lot about binding properties. They weren't a thing. They weren't a formalized thing at all during the NIST competition. They came much after. So the big kahuna of what kind of security properties does a chem give you is chosen ciphertext attack security. Yeah. Real-world experience indicates that adversaries can sometimes effectively interfere with key establishment processes and use his ability to uncover the shared secret key. Active adversary convince a honest user to encapsulate some ciphertext that the adversary is choosing. Yep. Natural to ask whether other ciphertexts are still protected. In CPA security is insufficient. One must consider a chosen ciphertext attack. This is the experiment. So a challenger has honestly generated keys, honestly generates some ciphertext, generates a random key, shared secret key that's different, and a random bit, sends the encapsulation key, ciphertext, and the randomly chosen key. These game notation could be improved, in my opinion. Choose a random one. Choose either the real one or a randomly sampled one. Hand it to the adversary. Adversary has access to a decryption oracle via the decapsulation key, and they have to be able to guess which one it is. Is it the real one or whatever? And so this is the challenger being able to hand you a random ciphertext, and can you deduce anything based on the random ciphertext. And if you can't, cool, then it's indistinguishable under chosen ciphertext attack. Yeah, similar to NCPA experiment, the adversary is now granted black box oracle access to the encapsulation function. Adversary is allowed to submit ciphertext. Yeah, that they generate and get the response of decaps. Only restriction, they cannot submit the actual ciphertext C produced by the challenger, since that would make the game trivial to win. Yeah. Yep, and the advantage is negligibly close to 1/2. MLChem, the first post-quantum chem this year, has been displayed to satisfy NCCA security. Yes, definitely it is. Although the NCCA proof for an FO transform like MLChem is apparently kind of gnarly, especially if you're formalizing it with something like EasyCrypt or whatever. I still don't fully understand why it's so gnarly, but someone maybe can explain it to me. But I will probably have to stare it straight in the face soon. And I think it's like a multi-phase game transform thingy. Maybe there's state management involved. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna zoom. This is kind of just like secure cryptography implementation stuff. Approved KEMs implementing according to standards. In particular, concrete data types will be specified parameters, sets, keys, cipher and zero secret keys. Yay! Oh, they're all looking KEM. Yay! I like that. Approved elements. Yeah, random bit generators and hash functions. This is a little bit annoying because, like, if you want to do an implementation like I have that's theoretically FIPS compliant and not like skewing, you have to use one of their RPGs. You can't just use, like, I don't know, like I write a lot of Rust, so I would like bring in the rand crate and I'd just be like, get random from rand, and it uses whatever it has under the hood on whatever system you've compiled to, and they're good. They're usually good, but if you want to theoretically be FIPS compatible, you have to make sure that the random number generator underneath that is an approved FIPS DRBG. Yeah, right? Like, maybe rand : FIPS as a module would be handy. I'm not using one. I'm using a separate one that was like a separate crate that's specifically one of these DRBGs or whatever. But what are you gonna do? If you care about FIPS, you care about that shit. If you don't care about FIPS, you don't have to worry about that shit. So you could implement MLChem with just, rand, get random, but it will never be FIPSable. It will be FIPS except for the fact they use a separate random number generator because. Testing validation, yeah, blah 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 blah. Nonetheless, implementations must correctly, not IETF must correctly implement mathematical functionality target. Yeah. So validation tests only test input-output behavior. Implementations need not follow the exact step-by-step algorithmic specifications in the standard by specifying the relevant chem. And the implementation that produces the correct output for every input will pass validation. Yes. I have a feeling this is part of the reason why you might have FIPS validated code that's fine, but if you want to like formally verify or model or any of that shit, like you might want to stay kind of close to the specification. Just saying. It is the standard, and yeah, you can be like, oh, in here, in, FIPS 203, it says do it in this way. We do it in the mathematically equivalent way, which is allowed under FIPS. We do this instead. I've seen that, and sure. But you have to comment your code and document it very well to make sure that that's clear what you're doing. I'm moving some windows around. Okay. Input checking. Yeah. I want to zoom through this. Intermediate, yeah. Destroy your intermediate values. Yes, please. Okay. How to establish a key with a KEM. Highly flexible. Are they though? Not like diffing up, man. I don't know when we're gonna get away from Alice and Bob. Yes, choose your parameters, do the thing. I feel like this is a little bit redundant. Use the shared secret. If the appropriate conditions are satisfied, this coming out of section 5. And KA will equal KB and can be used for any symmetric key. Yeah, this is something that NIST has made very clear, is that you can spit something out the back of MLChem and just start using it. You can just use that raw as your AES GCM key or whatever you want to use it for. Most protocols will not do that, like TLS 1.3 won't do that. I think SSH will not do that. Signal definitely does not do that. iMessage does not do that now. Like almost every protocol will not do that for security protocol reasons. You kind of want to separate all these things. You want kind of key separation and domain separation, and especially when I meant to write a blog post about this, I haven't finished yet. If you're modeling the thing in the formal realm of cryptography, this can give you nice oracle cloning sort of stuff, as opposed to having a single oracle of a hash function or a KDF or a PRF or whatever you're using. You generally just want to separate. FIPS does not require you to. So there's that. I think that's okay. It's okay that the thing that comes out the back of MLChem is secure enough in general, as just like a cryptographic secret that you shoot out the back. It's secure enough to use it that way. That's great. It's not really about the MLChem part at that point. It's about the rest of the protocol and the rest of the stuff that you're doing with that shared secret that comes out the ass end of MLChem. Definitely improvement over ECGH. Yeah. I think they wanted it that way. I don't remember if they said that in their like calls, but I thought there was a concatenation happening here. Yeah, so this is one of the kind of annoying parts just for Photon resilience. Absolutely. One of the things that they had, in the design of Kyber that evolved into MLChem, one of the what was it? Implicit rejection FO transforms. MLChem was one of them. Kyber was one of them. There are others. There's also explicit rejection, which is basically like if you were handed a KEM ciphertext and you tried to decrypt it and decapsulate to it, and then you tried to recompute what you did to make sure that you're resilient to a chosen ciphertext attack, and you failed, you computed the wrong thing that you weren't supposed to compute, it didn't match, you can explicitly fail, which is literally throw an error of some sort, like return null or return an error. If you're a panic, you probably wouldn't want to panic, but you return some sort of error. You return some sort of signal that said this computation failed, which can have signals. And if the way you encode that is saying like, if I return all zeros, that means that this failed. You cannot use that as a shared secret key. Like, that means it's like if you can always trigger a decapsulation failure, then you will always have the same value as a shared secret, and whoopsie doodle, everyone can just listen to all the traffic and decrypt all the traffic that's encrypted under that shared secret, or something that's derived from that shared secret in a deterministic way. That's why things like Kyber and MLChem and others that use a similar thing use a implicit rejection FO transfer. Ostensibly, that's why. So that in the implicit rejection way, if there's a decapsulation failure, there's an alternative cryptographically strong rejection value that's returned of the sufficient bit length and all that stuff. But it will be different than the quote real shared secret if everything went perfectly fine. We've read Sophie Schmig's papers about the name's blanking on me at the moment, about how the implicit rejection flows can lead to different binding properties. So that's interesting. But yeah, that was a design property that probably will have good foot gun resilience of just literally just like taking the key that shot out the back of MLChem, whether there was a decapsulation failure, everything went right. That is still a cryptographically random, pretty cryptographically strong value that you can start encrypting stuff with and not die and not spit out all zeros and just accidentally everyone agrees that the shared secret is all zeros, and then you have just like a surveillance backdoor or whatever it is. So there's that. All right, static versus ephemeral. This is all a bit floofy. Oh, key confirmation. Yeah, post-processing key confirmation steps. I feel like some of this is built into KEMs internally. Okay. Conditions. Yeah. This is just sort of like using cryptography, using NIST cryptography securely. Oh, puppy. Aha. Huh? Certain key establishes keys. First generation, blah blah blah. KEMs on the yeah. Forming key charge. Yeah, the transfer of the shared secret to shared secret key. Yep. Yeah. KEMs on the other hand, definition. By definition, outputs a key that's ready to use. As a result, key derivation is not required when using KEMs. I want to talk to some people about this. Protocol people. Still some applications using KEMs will require key derivation. Yep, like a whole bunch of them. This is the case. For example, in Kyber, in MLChem, SHA-3 is used as the KDF, basically, inside the PRF. And this is NIST approved. Oh, sweetie. There's no label inside to domain separate any other use of SHA-3. What are you woofing? Beffy, come on. It's going a long way around. Where are you going? Go on. Go on. Go on. Yeah, for example, do you know what G is? G is wait, come back. Yeah, G is just SHA-3. So when you invoke SHA-3 here, this is outputting the shared secret here and the randomness that you can do the deterministic randomness. This is the random message. This is just random number and this is a hash of the encapsulation key. And then like that's it. So if you want to, you know, if you're using SHA-3 like hybrid, you might want to domain separate stuff. Like domain separating something internally versus externally is like kind of tough to argue about. If you care about it, having this say like, oh, you don't need to do anything about this key when we've stuffed it out, I'm like, if they had written this such that G is defined as like SHA-3 with like a label on the front that's like ASCII encoded bytes, MLChem 512, MLChem 758, MLChem 1024, I would be much happier. They probably have some arguments about why they don't think that's necessary. They won't want to do that. But like, I'm thinking at a protocol level. Do they though? What do you think about? Because G, okay, hold on. Well, they do for their usages, for key derivation versus, yes, for their usages. They have key derivation and then they have the KDF internal to actual outputting the shared secret. But across the SHA-3 that's used for spitting out the shared secret out of encapsulate and decapsulate versus, say, using SHA-3 in X-Wing, because that like we invoke MLChem, which has SHA-3, and we do X25519, and then we do more SHA-3, but we domain separate our SHA-3 at the X-Wing level, and they don't. So, but yes, they, for all their hash function usages, they're using separate hash functions. They're using shake, they're using SHA-3, and I think there's one more. Yeah, shake 256. They're using shake 256, shake 128 for different usages, which is fine because of the nice, you know, sponge constructions. It's approved by NIST to do that. Yeah, they did a good thing in their own little box, which is completely understandable. But I kind of wish that they. And then it's arguable, like, well, how do you do domain separation across domains when you don't really know all the domains? You're just sort of like throwing some shit in front of in the front of a pre-image input to SHA-3, you know. So like, I can understand that it's hard to like really make the argument that you're doing something useful there, but I don't love their sort of like, you can just take this thing out the ass of SHA-3, MLChem or another chem and just use it raw for any of the ones that NIST has approved. Like, it's not going to output all zeros, but I wouldn't do that in my protocol. I would do something else to that shared secret and put it through a KDF or some other PRF with some sort of domain separator when I invoke it. So, here we go. Key derivation consists of applying a key derivation method. KDM, I don't love it. Just call it a KDF. Everyone else calls it a KDF. All right, for transferring a given key derivation key and some other data, possibly some other data, keying material, a list of keys. An example is concatenate the key derivation key with optional data Z. Apply the KDF. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay, fine. Method. A KDF is a type of method. Whatever. The final output is simply KDF function with the preimage K concatenated with Z. Yes, SP856C. Yeah. Key derivation for chem pi is needed. Shared secret output by pi. From encapsulated custom, we use a key derivation key supplied to an approved key derivation method. Yep. Including SHA-3. In case where KEM is 5060 is used, shared secret, a camera is used an input to KEM, place the shared secret. Okay. Yeah. Key confirmation. Do I see something very concrete? For example, bilateral key confirmation is provided during TLS handshake, but TLS 1-3? Yeah, sure that does. Sure it does. Oh boy. Hey, look at that. It's got a label. You like labels here? Why not with your KEMs? Okay. ID. Yeah. 6 byte character string that the MAC data is used for. Okay. 4 valid options are KC1, KC2, KC1. Alright. Yeah. Identifiers, they use the label, and the ephemeral data. And then extra shit. When a nonce is used, needs to be provided and encapsulated before they can complete. Okay. Optional data. Yeah. Obtaining the key. Interesting. After computing plain text, shared secret value, applying key derivation method, blah 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 blah. Alright, executing the plain just 2 parts, combination key. Got it, and the data key. Okay. When derivation is not used, key combination for parses the plain text of the outcast, KC key and data key. Oh. What? Oh, okay. This could be improved. If I'm just scanning this, it looks almost exactly the same. Just one of, like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we encapsulate. Yep. All right. Okay. Yeah. Just put a label in front. It'll do it there. Why won't you say? Yeah. I don't know about that. Construct MAC data. A MAC using the first part over the whole thingy laid out up here. Yeah, that thingy. And then that's the tag, and you send all that shit. Where's the tag? You send, yeah, there you send the tag and your ID and then the extra shit. All right. Construct MAC data, and you do the MAC verification. Spat out from the KDF over the chem key, chemistry secret. You verify against that thing. Abort. All right. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna go through this quick, and then I'm gonna peace out. Hybrids, blah blah. I hate this. Who needed this? I guess fucking hybrid is the most Is hybrid the most overloaded term in cryptography? Maybe. Someone might have another one. Yeah, it makes sense. Multi-algorithm key establishment scheme. Makes. I don't hate it. It's better than hybrid. Combine your secrets generated using 2 or more key establishment schemes. We call the components. Yes, several schemes. Not necessarily the multi-algorithm scheme has the same interface as its components. Correct. I've made several of them. In this document, for example, multi-algorithm schemes will always be KEMs, other components need not be. Yep. Okay. Yep. The scheme will be secure if at least one of the component schemes is secure, whatever that means. Parenthesis, whatever that means. May provide some protection against vulnerabilities that are discovered in one or more component schemes after deployment. The migration to post-quantum blah 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 might initially include. God, the fact that they're saying this is just going to be like, NIST likes hybrid. NIST is totally cool, which is true. NIST is okay in principle with hybrid. NSA for national security systems says it doesn't want hybrid, which I also understand. But where is it? Where is it? There it is! X-Wing mentioned. Take a shot. see, okay. Whatever. I need to wrap this up, but sometimes referred as hybrid key establishment. X-Wing is a hybrid post-quantum traditional chem built from two components, MOChem and X-5119. Really link to? I don't want to link away. Okay. Approved approaches for oh god, all right. Establish shared secrets. 2 stages. Yes. Combine shared secrets. Yes. I hate key combiner. I know this is a term that came from a paper and the paper was very good. I much prefer something like FO transform, but that's a very, I don't know. I just don't like, what combiner do you use? I'm like it, the components, the parameters, and the techniques to combine them all matter so much that being like what combiner is a bit like, I don't care about a combiner, I care about the whole thing, to actually analyze it. Okay, section 552. Okay. Simplicity, selecting single chem from 2 component chems. Oh, okay. Yep. ECDH chem. Yep. DH chem. More of a hybrid PQC adoption. That's basically what X-Wing does. It takes DH chem that's laid out in the HPKE RFC, and instead of doing 2 rounds of KDF, it's putting the whole static and the ephemeral Diffie-Hellmans of it, putting them all in line, concatenating with the shared secret from DH chem, next to 5019 DH chem, and just the X-Wing, sorry, ML chem. I have to remember my own fucking thing. That's terrible. I should have known better. Yeah. MLChem shared secret, X-Wing shared X250 shared secret, X-Wing ephemeral public key, the ciphertext, X25519 static encapsulation key, static public key, and then the X-Wing label at the end, through SHA-256. This is the X-Wing label. Everyone has opinions. But in the HPKE document, like, all of this is also put through a KDF, like HKDF, for example, I think is one of the options that they specify. But we're kind of smushing it all together and putting it through. It's kind of, if you kind of squint at it, nah, I'm not gonna make that comparison, but that's the idea. I wonder if what they're doing here is not that. They're doing like DH chem through a KDF, taking that, ML chem, which has its own KDF, which is SHA-3, taking that, doing another KDF. We'll see. Easily adapted, combining more than 2. Yeah, I know some people who want to do that. Combining chems with long chems. Yep. Okay. Parameter sets for both of them. Key combiner. Pair of shared secret keys. Yeah. Pair of ciphertext. Or a seed. Use a seed to generate both if you can, which you can do with MLChem. Which we do in X-Wing. You should do like we do in X-Wing. It's good for you. It's good for security. Yeah, I'll put a secret key in the parameter. Yeah, deposit form. Yeah, I know. I know they have to do it this way to make it super generic. Yep. Yep, key combine. Yep. P, yeah, parameter. Yep. See out. Note that since the inputs to key combine include the composite encapsulation key, the decapsulating party must retain a copy of that key or maintain the ability to recreate it. Very good, because that means seed after performing key generation. Yep. We extended the obvious way to composite instructions. Extending to case of completely general most, yeah, multi-cell can be more complex as components in the key. Yes, they can. Like some of the things can be easily seedable, some of them are not. Some of, like, if you're doing like Diffie-Hellman based things, like you have to do kind of like one keygen for static, and then you do other shit for the actual encapsulation. You're doing keygen again, depending. It's not the kind of complexity can kind of become fractal at some point, and some people are like, "Ooh, you just do it again." It's like, yeah, but like at the protocol level, if you look at the thing as a protocol and like using it, it just like and negotiate, like it just meh. Yeah. All right, I gotta wrap up. Aww. Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, approved combiners. SP 800 blah blah blah. In brief, okay. Yep. Yeah, it's just do the same thing. Oh god. It's just KDF with some other shit, which we kind of did, the two-step. Cool. Oh boy. How does this work with SHA-3? Yeah, bork. Oh, this is curious. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. Probably looked at this 5 million times. When it's the SP 800 series, all the numbers just kind of run together. Okay. This means the quantity Z can be the shared secret of mammal chem. No dur. I actually kind of like this. If this is very similar to the split PRF construction that iMessage used to do their post-quantum update PQ3. I think it looks like it. Someone can correct me, but I think they used HKDF for it. Cool. All right. Yep. That's funny. Both one-step, two-step derivation 856 CR2 allows shared secret to have the form concated. Pardon me. Yes, it's yields a key combiner, KDM S1 concat S2, and some other input for a 2-algorithm key establishment scheme. So all this other input stuff, quote, matches X-Wing by putting both of these this kind of matches explicitly X-Wing, this kind of implicitly matches X-Wing. This one. Putting your ciphertext and your encapsulation keys in there, which X-Wing doesn't totally do. It does it for the DH side, but there are other chem combiners where if you just like put in your full encapsulation key and put in your full ciphertext, you get like maximum binding, and it's really nice. Modulo key generation and key management. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Stroud. Okay, two-step method, and then yeah. Hash. Yep. Simple. Yep, this is good. I like this. Oh my god. You have another corgi. Oh, you're damp. You're damp from the snow.
Lily just noticed.
All right, we got a bunch of dogs. I'll try.